over 100 people that have died in Texas Hill Country. What you are not being told by the media anywhere is that the death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI.
Of course, Charlie Kirk is trying to blame the Texas floods on DEI. They were always going to find a way to blame DEI. But I actually looked into this a bit, and it might not surprise you that it doesn't really seem to have much weight to it. Kind of seems like they're just blaming the nearest black person they can. So the claim that the right wing is now running with comes from a Facebook post by a firefighters union claiming that this guy, Joel Baker, who is the fire chief in Austin, Texas, which in case you're not aware is nearly 3 hours away from where the floods happened. Basically, this guy's claim is that Joel Baker could have already had people deployed there on July 2nd, and he didn't do it because apparently he doesn't understand how reimbursements with the state work, which doesn't really make sense because even according to the guy making the accusation, they didn't get an official request on July 2nd for assistance. They got an unofficial request in a group me chat, which still doesn't even seem like that's been corroborated. And one of the things that made this storm so bad is that it was way worse than people expected. And that was kind of the response of the Austin Fire Department. They're like, basically, we sent out people once we got an official request, but we also had to keep some of our own people 3 hours away because of the unpredictability of the storm. And now, obviously, once things got really bad, Austin did send more people.
For y'all to be so smart, y'all are really dumb. Do you literally think that DEI means you don't look at qualifications, you just hire somebody because they're black? Or they're a woman? What are you going to do when you can no longer blame black people or minorities or women when something goes wrong? I will wonder, what would you say had he been white? Because you said, chances are, you don't know that. Look, peep game. We had among the most qualified SecDef, 4-star general, I do believe. But now who we got? One could say he was hired because he was white. We could say he was hired because of his race. Because, peep game, the only black person allowed in the Trump administration, this term and last, was with the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Take that with you.